Alright, travelers. The next Genshin Impact banners are almost here, and I know a lot of you are stuck on the big question. Who should you pull for? Xianyun, the graceful Anemo support who boosts plunging attacks? Or Varesa, the lightning-fast electro DPS who introduces a brand new combat style? Both are unique, both are exciting, but today, we're breaking it all down. Most importantly, whether they're worth your Primogems. Let's get into it. Now, if you're struggling to decide, don't worry, you're not alone. Xianyun and Varesa cater to completely different playstyles, and picking the right one can make a huge difference in your team's performance. Xianyun is an Anemo catalyst user who enhances plunging attacks and provides healing, making her an incredible support for characters like Xiao, Wanderer, or even Varesa herself. Varesa, on the other hand, is a pure DPS who specializes in fast mobility, electro-infused plunging attacks, and high-speed combat. Both have their strengths, but the real question is, who fits your playstyle better? Let's break it down. Xianyun, the Anemo support for plunging attacks. If you enjoy playing with characters like Faruzan or Jean, you're going to love Xianyun. She's all about supporting plunging attack users by giving them the tools to stay in the air longer and deal more damage while airborne. Her elemental skill launches allies into the air, allowing for easy plunging attacks without needing to rely on high platforms or external setups. This makes her a perfect match for characters who thrive on plunging attacks, like Xiao or Wanderer. Her elemental burst is where things get even more interesting. When activated, it creates a healing field that continuously restores HP to teammates, while also increasing the damage of plunging attacks. This means Xianyun is not just a support. She's a game-changer for any team that relies on aerial combat. Imagine being able to stay in the air longer, perform consecutive plunging attacks, and get healed at the same time. It's a playstyle we haven't seen much of in Genshin, and Xianyun is bringing it to the forefront. But that also means she's not for everyone. If you don't use plunging attack-heavy characters, she's going to feel underwhelming. Sure, she provides healing, but there are already plenty of healers in the game, and unless you build a team that fully takes advantage of her buffs, she won't feel like a must-have unit. Varesa, the high-speed electro DPS. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Varesa. This character is bringing something completely new to Genshin, a luchador-style combat approach with insane mobility. She's an electro-catalyst user, but unlike other catalysts, she doesn't fight from a distance. Instead, she's always on the move, dashing around enemies and chaining plunging attacks into her combos. Her elemental skill lets her enter a fast-running state where she can even sprint across water, dodge enemy attacks effortlessly, and set up powerful electro-infused strikes. Then there's her elemental burst, which completely resets her skill cooldowns and gives her a massive attack speed boost. This means if you time things right, you can chain skill after skill, barely ever stopping to attack normally. She's one of the most fast-paced characters we've seen in Genshin, and if you love hyper-aggressive combat, she's going to be an absolute blast to play. But just like Xianyun, Varesa isn't for everyone. She relies heavily on movement-based mechanics, and if you're someone who prefers methodical, strategic gameplay over speed and reflex-based combat, she might not be your best choice. She also requires some investment in team building because she works best with electro batteries and characters who can sustain her fast-paced rotations. Who should you pull? Let's make it simple. If you want a team-oriented support who enables characters like Xiao and Wanderer while also providing healing, Xianyun is your pick. She's an excellent addition to any account that lacks a dedicated Anemo support for plunging attacks. But if you want a high-energy electro DPS who brings a unique combat style, Varesa is the better choice. She's flashy, she's fast, and she completely changes the way you approach combat in Genshin. But here's the thing. Xilonen is coming. Now, if neither of them really excites you, you can totally skip this patch and save your Primogems for Xilonen, who's coming in the second half. And trust me, she's one of the best supports we've seen. Who is Xilonen? Xilonen is a 5-star Geo sword user introduced in version 5.1. She's a versatile support character, capable of reducing enemies' elemental resistances and providing healing to allies. If you're someone who enjoys Geo teams or defensive playstyles, she's going to be a fantastic addition to your roster. Xilonen's abilities. Normal attack. Ehekatel's Roar. Performs 3 rapid strikes. In her Night Soul's Blessing state, Xilonen switches to Blade Roller mode, executing up to 4 kicks with her rollerblades, dealing geo damage based on her defense. Elemental skill. Yohual's Scratch. Xilonen rushes forward, dealing Night Soul-aligned geo damage based on her defense, and enters the Night Soul's Blessing state. In this state, she carries 3 samplers that adjust their elemental type based on the party composition, reducing corresponding elemental resistances of nearby enemies. Elemental Burst Ocelot Liqueur Point. A powerful AoE geo attack based on her defense. Depending on her elemental composition, she either heals nearby characters over time or deals additional damage. Why is Xilonen one of the best supports? She has a unique mechanic where her samplers adjust to the elemental types in your party, making her an incredibly adaptive support. She can heal allies, making her not just a resistance shredder, but also a defensive powerhouse. Her passive talents allow her to trigger additional effects that boost her damage, defense, and healing capabilities. Her constellations further enhance her support abilities, making her even better in longer fights where sustaining damage is key. So, should you skip for Xilonen? If you're someone who enjoys Geo teams, wants a flexible support, or just isn't sold on Xianyun and Varesa, waiting for Xilonen is a solid choice. She's one of the best supports, and her ability to shred resistances and heal makes her an incredibly strong unit in both defensive and offensive setups. So, who are you pulling for? Are you going for Xianyun's elegant support abilities, Varesa's high-speed DPS playstyle, or are you skipping both for Xilonen? Let me know in the comments. And if this breakdown helped, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more Genshin guides. Good luck on your pulls, and I'll see you in the next one.